I want to thank you for joining me today on this next episode of Jason Stewart Photography. You can see that I'm surrounded by camera bags here, and I've got some camera gear on the table here, and I've been wanting to do an episode on what's in my bag for you. And so the first thing I want to share with you is the bag that I use when I go out hiking. This is a GOPRO. I'm going to go ahead and talk about that now and unpack that. I'm going to actually put my cameras back in there so you can see what that looks like as well. Okay, well, this is a bag that I primarily use, especially when I'm going out in the mountains or if I have to do any hiking or even traveling. This is the GOPRO ProTactic 450 backpack camera bag, and there's just so much to this. First of all, as you see, it's just built like a tank. And one of the things that I love about this backpack here, again, is not only does it have all this extra webbing here that you can stick on accessories, such as this right here. Here's a little pouch, and you can see that you can put wallet, glasses, anything you want that'll fit in there, of course, tools, flashlights. This right here is for the tripod leg to fit into, and as you see, I got a water bottle attached to this side over here. I've also have these clips right here, and this is where I typically strap my tripod to. I'll show you. I don't want to move the tripod right now, but you can see how these clips just simply clip on right here. And so this here actually is my my Joby Gorilla pod, and I use that a lot for vlogging, but you can see how you can just tighten these straps down and it's on there securely, and so that comes in really helpful. And the GOPRO ProTactic 450 also has a rain cover. Let me show you the rain cover now. Right inside of this strap is where you have Velcro with the rain pouch. Okay, I'm going to set this down so that you can see how easily this goes on. So you can see it covers it really nicely, and that is always attached right underneath the pack itself. It also has pouches on both sides where you can put little accessories or keys. You can see here it's got this little elastic pouch in there where you can put things in like glasses, again, your wallet, or even photography accessories. On this side it has the same thing. You can see I have my Peak Design capture clip here, and capture clips are pretty cool. What you do is, as you can see, the clip itself here attaches to the bottom of your camera, and then this right here, you attach this to your backpack strap like so, and then when your camera is on the clip, it just snaps right in. And so that is a really helpful thing. So when you're out hiking, you can actually have your camera just attached to the front of you as well. And I use this often, so that's why I keep it in my bag here. The reason that I wanted to purchase this particular backpack, and I'll put links for everything that I'm going to be showing you in this video below, but the reason I purchased this backpack is I love the accessibility of getting to my camera gear. So you open the lid up here, and then this is where the camera comes out. So the camera's in there like that, and this lid is solid. So you unzip it and you just pull the camera right out like so. I wanted the ability to also be able to pull my telephoto lens out, and that's what this backpack really gives you the opportunity to do. As you see, you turn here and you got this zipper here, and I've got the 7D right here, and it just comes right out. So as we look inside this backpack, you can see that I have my 7D Mark II with the battery grip down here on the bottom. I have my 1 to 400 millimeter lens, and if I wanted to have my 1.4 or even a 2.0 extender, it would still fit in here. This is my Canon 7D Mark II, and I have the EF 100 to 400 millimeter lens on there, and this is what I do. I shoot most of my wildlife photography with. I also have a battery grip on my 7D Mark II, but this has been just such a faithful camera and lens. I love this lens. It's just brilliant. I tested out a lot of telephoto lenses before I purchased this one, and this just stood out among all of them with picture quality, image quality, the sharpness of the images, and you won't go wrong with this. Attached is the plate that goes to my Wimberley gimbal head, and I will use this, I'll interchange this with my Benro ball head. This is my Benro tripod. This is the Benro Mach 3 carbon fiber 9-layer tripod. I love this tripod. It's definitely a pro model tripod. It's lightweight, it's easy to use, and it's half the cost of the $1,200, $1,500 tripod legs. But legs are very important in photography. You want to have solid tripod legs, and you want to invest in it. And I'm really happy with this Benro tripod, the legs, and even the ball head that I use. It's nice to know that the equipment that you've invested so much money into is on a pair of stable legs. In addition to having my 7D Mark II in there, as you can see at the top here, I have my Canon 5DSR. This is my landscape and portrait camera. This is a Canon 5DSR. As you can see, I have the three-legged thing, L brace, connected like this. If I want to go from landscape to portrait mode, I just then turn it like this. So as you can see, it's a very simple thing. When it's clamped onto the tripod, I just turn it this way and it attaches. And attached to my Canon 5DSR, I have a Canon EF 24 to 70 millimeter lens. It's a beautiful lens, takes amazing images, and it's definitely my go-to lens for most of my landscape photography. And so I keep that up here. It's easy to pull out right from the top. And then let's see, right here I have again my Demero accessory bag, and in this bag here, what I do is I keep my extra memory cards, such as in here, and then I actually have additional memory cards that I keep in there, but I also keep my spare batteries. So these AA batteries in here are for things such as my vlogging gear, like my microphone and other camera accessories like that. These are spare batteries for my T6i, which I do most of my vlogging with. And then in here I've got spare batteries for my 7D Mark II as well as the 5DSR. And so this is my accessory bag. Underneath my accessory bag, you can see here that I have my Yongnuo speed light, the YN563. I don't always take that with me, but I mix it up. If I think I'm going to need it, I bring it. Otherwise, I leave it home. So over here, I have my light meter. This is the Sekonic Flashmate L308. Again, I don't always take this with me either, but it is something that I do carry in my bag. Right here is another case. This is where I keep my spare tools at. When I mean spare tools, it's I keep a screwdriver. I also keep this coin. Now, this little coin right here is something that I use for my Benro ball head. It's to loosen and tighten it up, and so that's what that is there for. And when I'm not using my Benro ball head, I actually keep my Benro quick release clamp right in here as well. And then on this side, you can see that I have a little brush that I keep for my lens. And then this is the bag that came with my three-legged thing L mount that I keep on my 5DSR, and inside here I keep tools. And so here is a knife that has a lot of different little tools like screwdriver and for Phillips head as well as a flat head. It's got some scissors on there as well. And then obviously I have a couple of different versions of Allen wrenches in here. These Allen wrenches work for my camera, and this here for my Peak Design quick release clip. And then this here is the Allen wrench for my three-legged thing, L bracket again. And then here I also keep my quick release for Peak Design. And that is what I store in my little camera toolbox. But this little bag here, if you use any other companies, L brackets, or any type of companies that give you these little bags, these are great little storage units for you for tools and necessities that you might need out on location. And so this is, I pull this out of here, and then what I store here is I've got my 1.4 extender, as well as my Canon wide angle lens, my EFS 10 to 18 millimeter lens. I typically don't use this too much, but I have used it. This is the Canon EFS 10 to 18 millimeter wide angle lens with stable image, I should say image stabilizer. And as you can see in the photo, I took this image in Hawaii of the endangered green sea turtle, actually with this lens and with the camera that I do my vlogging with, which is capturing this video right now, and that's the Canon T6i. You can see the quality of images that even a T6i can take, but I used this lens, again, the 10 to 18 millimeter wide angle lens with my Canon T6i. And the reason I use the Canon T6i for most of my vlogging is because it's such a lightweight camera. It's easy to handle. It has the touch screen that's also adjustable LCD screen, and it takes 4K video, and that's got high quality video. And then over on this side, as you see here, is my Peak Design camera strap. I don't use camera straps a lot, but when I do use them, I don't like the factory-made Canon straps because it takes so long to put them on and take them off. And so with Peak Design, as you can see, they have these little attachment rings here, and they have little clips, and it's just as simple as this. You just literally clip it in, and then you get the other side right here, and you just clip this in, literally clip it in, and voila, your camera is on and sturdy. And then when you're done using your strap, if you're carrying it around, I like to use it as a sling like this, and it allows me to actually have both cameras in hand. You always want to set one camera down, of course, if you want to set this camera down when you pick the other one up, of course. But what I love is this is just so handy and very practical out on the field. And you can see when I want to take the strap off, you just push in on these little clips and they slide right out like so. I will put a link down below for this strap. I highly recommend it. I love it. It is by far the best strap I've ever had. It's very solid, very sturdy, and I should do a review on the strap itself. This here is a dust blower. Here I have my Yongnuo Speedlight controller. Then right here you see I have my my prime 50 millimeter lens. This is just a simple Canon EF 50 millimeter prime lens. It takes really good portrait shots, but I don't use that or even take it with me too often, but I do occasionally, and so I thought I would share that with you. And then here's a bag that comes with Peak Design products, and what I use this for is I actually store my camera cloths in there to clean the camera and lens off. I just store them in this little pouch here. It's nice and easy. Inside this hood here is also another pouch, and in there I have some accessories, and I'll explain what this is. This is an Anchor 10-port 60-watt data hub and power charger. So I take this with me. As you can see, there's a lot of USB openings there, so I can not only plug in my accessories, but also charge my batteries for my camera and for my phone. And so this is a very helpful tool to have. And also in here, as you can see, I have a portable charger as well. This is for my iPhone, and a cable. You don't want your iPhone to give out. And the next thing that I have here, let me pull it out. And I'm going to zip this up actually and turn my backpack over, and then I'll explain to you what this is. And so this is a wireless timer remote by Pixel. It's a Pixel Pro. And what you do to use this, in fact, let me pull out my camera here for you. I use the wireless timer remote whenever I'm doing landscape photography. And so this is my camera that I use, and I'll tell you about this in a moment. But you just put the remote control up here like this, and then you just set it up, set your photo up, and then you have the wireless timer. You just press a button and it will take the image for you. But that is why I carry this wireless timer remote. It's for the landscape photography. Because you don't want to be touching your camera when you have it on your tripod. I set it, if I'm not using the wireless remote, even if I am using the wireless remote, I take a 2-second delay, and then when I press the wireless remote, it'll take the picture. It eliminates any vibration, and as long as you have your image in focus, you're going to get a tack sharp image. But that is why I use the Pixel Pro wireless remote. So that is what I keep in my camera bag when I'm going on trips. Well guys, thank you for joining me in this episode of Jason Stewart Photography. I just really appreciate the fact that you took the time to watch this episode and supporting my channel. And if you'd like to see more videos in the future, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell next to it. The bell will then alert you anytime I upload new material. It'll send a message into your box, into your YouTube inbox, letting you know that there's a video waiting. And again, I've got some really great material coming. I'm really excited for you to see my documentary, so to speak. It's a 20-minute mini movie of my trip to the Grand Teton National Park, and there is some epic footage in there that you will not be disappointed with. I also plan on showing you a 2-part video series on my trip to Yellowstone, which one of them is dealing with some landscape photography, and then the other video is dealing with some wildlife photography that I did up in Yellowstone. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you have a great day. Go out there and capture the world.